Lance Johnston. Uh, I'm a concrete finisher, heavy equipment operator, patient model for the University of Pittsburgh. Um, I like to water ski with Three Rivers Adaptive Sports and the Hope Network, and go fast on anything with wheels.
All right, Lance. So I'm glad you came in today and want to talk to you about adapted cycling. I know you've been doing skiing and some other stuff and are interested in cycling. So just tell me a little bit about have you tried it before and what are you thinking about this more recumbent model versus something else?
I am thinking about recumbent cycling. I have a friend that does it, and he's done marathons and all kind of things, and I would like to let him help me learn how to do it also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some things that we should think about when we're exploring options for cycling, because you could do a lot of things, if you or just a lot of options, you could control it all with your right side. You could sort of, if you don't want to wear your prosthetics, if you do, we just need to make sure that it's accommodated for, making sure that the knee moves and that you can control it with the left. And if that's sort of a consideration of you might want to wear them sometimes and you might not sometimes, then we just need to, think through those processes and what might, work for you. Have you tried cycling at all since you got your prosthetics?
I've tried it one time, and it was just a very rudimentary endeavor. I got in it and got the feel of it. I kind of like being able to control with both of my hands with my arm on, but sometimes it sweats too much and I might be able to have to take it off. So
Yeah.
might have to figure something out in between.
Yeah. And so there, again, depending on your preference and how it feels, anything from upright cycling with some modifications to the bike to hand cycling with modifications. And like you said, that's a little bit different because your one side's probably stronger than your other. And then, but the kind that we pulled out to try, there are other options, but this is an example of one that you control mostly with your right side, but we can sort of still let you have some control with the left side too. And it might give you some options of if it's a day that you don't want to wear your arm, you don't have to.
That sounds great.
Okay,
Absolutely.
So we'll get the demo bike out, get you in it. Sort of make sure it fits, talk about what fit feels like and what that's like, talk through how to shift and brake and make sure we cover safety sort of stuff. And then take it outside, let you try it out, in a controlled environment, make sure you feel comfortable. And then if you feel good doing that, we could maybe try it for a while and then regroup about what do we need? Do you need specific different measurements? These bikes are pretty forgiving as far as measurements, so it's not that detailed consideration, but we want to make sure it fits you.
Yeah.
Some other things, when you get up and move around pretty well, but it's kind of low, so just to make sure you feel comfortable getting in and out of it. And then thinking about how could you, if you would get one for yourself, how would you transport it around? Do you have a way to
I do. I actually have a pickup truck, so I'd be able to maneuver it and put it back in there. And
Okay.
It sounds like fun. I'm very interested.
All right, good. So when we go outside, we'll sort of talk through and maybe try putting it in and out too, and make sure you feel comfortable with that before we just set you loose.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Sounds good. Okay, Lance, so this is an example of a recumbent trach that can be set up for sort of one side control or both. And we'll just start with getting you in it and seeing how it's set up and then go from there. So. Okay, so we'll try to get your foot in there. So you already figured out your arms go up there. Your feet, we can sort of think through, do you need all of this Velcro, or would like the toe clip, like on the other side, work?
We could probably just try the toe clip if you want and
Okay.
check it out.
Yeah, it's sort of, if you needed all this, we could do this, but it's a little bit more cumbersome to put
Yeah.
on and off. So things to sort of think about just from a setup perspective, when your leg is extended, it should have just a little bit of bend in it. So if you can pedal, so yeah. So that looks pretty good, like, you know, not totally extended, you don't want to lock out your knee, and we don't want to sort of force your leg into too much bend when you
Yeah.
sort of cycle around. So that looks ballpark kind of okay. The arms, you should be able to grip pretty well, and it should be sort of keep your arms close to your body. You shouldn't feel like you're like reaching for them, or they're not
Yep.
shoving you back too far.
Feels good.
Okay, and this back angle looks pretty good for you, but we can play with that when we go out. You could be more upright or
Upright or back.
more recumbent. From an efficiency perspective, it's a little easier to be back, but if you prefer to be more upright, it's a little easier to see.
Yeah.
So we can sort of play with those aspects. So right now it's set up to be all controlled with your right hand. So the brake is over here, and then you twist it to change
Change the
gears.
gears.
Your right arm's nice and strong, so that shouldn't really be a problem. And then when you steer it, you can sort of feel, even when you're not pedaling, that yeah, you can push it, and then the wheels turn. And again, you could do it with just your right arm, but if you're wearing your left arm, it just feels a little different.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
So that's something, again, that you can think through as we're trying, like, what works for you. How do you feel? Like, reasonably comfortable? Nothing's pinching, pulling?
Yeah, it feels very comfortable actually. I'm ready to go.
All right. So since we're satisfied that it's set up well enough, we'll get it outside, try it out, and like I said, we'll talk through, like, can you get it in your vehicle,
Okay.
those sorts of things. There are other options, but this one is a pretty dynamic option that would be good on level surfaces, reasonably uneven. You're not going to go like mountain biking in this,
Yeah.
but you know, you can do some gravel and that sort
Some
of stuff.
some beginner stuff.
Yeah.
And I can progress.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so if you're feeling pretty good, we'll get back out of that and get ready to try outside.
Okay.
Get your foot out, and I'll get you sort of unvelcroed.